Now that's going to increase the closing cost to the buyers. The other thing, the other way, that's actually how wholesalers do it. They agree with the seller on a price, and then they put the commission on top of it. You can still put it on the contract, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come with a new amendment or a new addendum to the contract to specifically say that the seller is paying the 3% or whatever percent to the buyer's agent. So I'm pretty sure confident they're gonna come up with a new addendum. But we can still put it on the CDA. We can still put it on the contract. The only place that we cannot put it is on the MLS. So based on that, as of today, nothing is going to change. We're still doing the contracts the same way. The only thing is that now, after July 24, if the court agree on the approved agreement, now you need to email or text the listing agent asking to how much they're gonna pay, and then you put it on an agreement, and then you put it on the contract. By then, I'm pretty confident they're gonna come up with an addendum if this actually goes through. They just send it a referral agreement. You send a referral agreement, they agree to pay you 30% of the commission whenever they close the client. It's the same thing. Okay. Now, how do you get paid on the buyer's side? There's two options. Number one, and the easiest one, they pay out of pocket. They come up with the down payment. They come with the closing costs, referring to lender origination fees on title, and buyer's commission, realtor commission, 3%. Now that's going to increase the closing cost to the buyers. The other thing, the other way, that's actually how wholesalers do it. They agree with the seller on a price, and then they put the commission on top of it. And that's it. So we agree on 300,000. You're the seller, I'm the wholesaler. He's my buyer, right? So I'm connecting the two of them. Wholesalers right now, what they do is they either do a double closing where we close the house, I buy the property, and then I turn around and I sell it to him. I sign here, buy, I literally turn around and sell. That's called a double closing. That's pretty normal on real estate. The other way they do it is that they assign the contract. So they assign the contract, they put on the name of the buyer is gonna be John Doe or assigned. They put the house on the contract, they sell it, I sell it, I put the house on the contract, I sell it to Henry. Now I send a new addendum, hey, I wanna change the name on the contract from Sergio or assigned to Henry. And then for him to buy me the contract, he need to give me a check for $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is. That's how wholesalers do it. On our side, it's going to be, and that's how it is on commercial, we agree on a price. Okay, fantastic. Now we agree on 300,000. I'm gonna actually send you the contract for 310, so I can include my commission on the sales price, and then I'm gonna get paid $10,000 closing. The buyer doesn't need to come up with the money out of pocket. The seller is not paying the commission because you already agree on the 300,000, and I get paid. Does that make sense?
So let's say that this goes through and in July you have a listing. Do you supposed to tell the seller that he is not required anymore to pay for the agent's buyer, or they don't even know, or you don't even mention it, or what?
The thing is that on the 6% you're negotiating your commission, not the buyer's agent commission. Think about that. You're negotiating your commission, and from your commission, you decide to pay a realtor that brings you a buyer. If you actually find the buyer and close the buyer, that happens, you can keep the 6%. They already agreed to pay the 6%. Does that make sense? So now it is already on the agreement that we disclose already that we are paying the buyer's agent the 3%. That is coming from other states that they weren't doing that before. So that's why the antitrust is coming up on the lawsuit, because they weren't seeing where the money was going. They didn't know that the listing agent was paying the buyer's agent the commission, but they were marketing it on the MLS. So they're like, so you're telling me that you're paying somebody else to do your job, but then I didn't know anything about it. What's going on? So that is the thing with that lawsuit, because other states weren't disclosing that. We in Texas, we don't have that problem because we already disclose what's going on. Okay? Now, what's gonna happen with the sellers that doesn't want to pay the 6%? They want you to sell the house. They want you to buy the buyer, to find the buyer. I'm still gonna change the 6%. I'm still gonna charge the 6%. Now what's gonna happen? Okay, let's say you have a listing. Where do you live?
Arlington.
In Arlington. Okay. Let's say you have a listing in Mansfield. 20-minute drive. Right? Now, a buyer calls you, hey, I don't have a realtor. Can you show me the house? You're gonna go drive 20 minutes. 3 p.m. Whatever day. Let's say Saturday. Right? Now another buyer calls you. Hey, I want to see the house. Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna be there at 3. Yeah, but I cannot make it at 3. I can make it at 5. Now they block your calendar from 3 to 5. So from 3:30 to 5, you cannot go too far because you gotta go back, or you cannot do anything at your house. You can even start cooking because in 1 hour you have to go back to the. You gotta go back to your listing, right? What's gonna happen? On the first one, cool. The second one, the third one, you know what? Go get a realtor and I'm gonna pay him. Go get a realtor to show you the house. I cannot right now. I'm showing a buyer. I'm not available.
So you think in the beginning it will be like that, like some sellers?
Some sellers.
But do you think like most of them don't think that way? Don't think it's an advantage for them?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that they were gonna be like every seller's agent not paying the buyer's agent. Now that they can do that, they're not required to pay.
The percentage of the listings that actually sell by the same agent is very slim. Is very few. So that is already not happening.
So we shouldn't be too much worried about it.
So it is already happening that majority of the houses are selling with 2 agents already. Are there going to be some listing agents that are going to be shady about it? 100%. 100%. There's some shady realtors out there. Are they going to try to play with the commission? Yes. 100%. That's why you need to put everything in writing. Text message, email, the printout from the website. That's why we tell whenever you're showing a house, you need to print the MLS. That was before. Now you need to have it in writing on an email or text message where they actually agree to pay the commission. At the beginning, there's going to be some sellers saying, yeah, you know what, I don't want to pay the buyer's agent, blah, blah, blah. You sell it yourself. There's going to be some out there. Those are called FISBOs. They don't want to pay the realtor already. How is it going for them? 95% are failing on the try, isn't it? Okay.